Welcome to another wonderful episode of the program Design History, and our focus for today is going to be on March 12th, way back in history, and I remain your one and only Vlara. On March 12, 1968, oil is discovered in Prudhoe Bay, a remote region along Alaska's northernmost coast, profoundly transforming the state. When Alaska entered the Union in 1959, it was poor, isolated territory reliant on federal subsidies. Alaska Statehood Act specified that the state could claim 100 million acres to develop as it chose independence of the federal government. Tom Marshall, a petrogeologist, suggested that the state claim the North Slope, a region on Alaska's north coast. Marshall suspected that the state might strike oil in Prudhoe Bay, a flat landscape of permafrost bounded by the Arctic Ocean to the north and Brook Mountain Range to the south. Now, to offset the cost of operating in such an inhospitable place, the oil field would have to be huge to be profitable, a billion-barrel field at least. The discovery of oil transformed the state of Alaska, and the state government used the windfall from Prudhoe Bay to eliminate income tax and provide every Alaskan with an annual check of £1,000. Not all transformations were positive. However, 11 million gallons of crude oil from Prudhoe Bay spilled into the pristine habitat of Prince William Sound, Alaska, when the tanker Exxon Valdez ran aground on March 24, 1989. At the time, it was the largest oil spill in the U.S. history, surpassed by the Deepwater Horizon in 2010. Now, the Exxon Valdez oil spill could not be contained, and it spread across 1,300 miles of coastline, decimating wildlife. Cleanup and restoration costs were nearly $4 billion. Ha! This English choke. Even as I'm reading, the thing is taking my breath. Nonetheless, we move on. On this day in 1997, government charged Chief Anthony Enahoro, Chief Olufale, Professor Wole Soyinka, General Ipola Alani Akinrinade, and others with treason. This happened way back in history in the year 1997. Now, let's talk about the National Day being celebrated. The first one we have is the Universal Women's Week. So this week is said to be Universal Women's Week. Every woman has the right to equal pay, reproductive right, and freedom from violence. Let's empower women and create a more just society. For those who love to support women's rights, having just one day to celebrate it may not seem enough. For me, it's not enough. Okay? For those looking for a solution, Universal Women's Week is the holiday for all advocate for women's rights. Please, women are made for more than the kitchen and birthing children. We run the world, so let's celebrate ourselves this week. Another national day being celebrated this week is the Girl Scout National Day. Now, the Girl Scout came into existence in 1912 when a woman named Juliette Daisy Gordon Low organized the first ever Girl Scout meeting in Savannah, Georgia, with just 18 girls from surrounding area. Now, Low has spent considerable time thinking about what could be done to help young women get outdoors and become more independent, self-reliant, and resourceful so they could become a better citizen in the future. Now, from the very beginning, the Girl Scouts have been an organization run by women for women, and over 100 years after its creation, it has grown to 3.7 million members worldwide. It's been estimated that since its inception, 50 million girls and women have been a member of the organization. Membership is organized by age, and there are different activities available at each level, all suited to the individual needs of each age group. Now, the Girl Scout is an organization for American girls and American girls living abroad, traditionally age 5 to 18, but nonetheless, I think it has spread around the world. It's not just in America, okay? So happy National Girl Scout Day for those who are in this group. In 1987, this day way back in history, American basketball champion David Robinson scored a career high 50 points in the NCAA tournament. And also, we will not forget to send out birthday shout out from the stable of Flip TV to everyone who is born on this day in history way back. Should we start sending birthday shout out to those who are dead? I mean, just to remember them. Anyways, happy birthday to everyone. Be it you're a celebrity, you're a layman, and do have a wonderful, wonderful birthday, okay? Join me for another beautiful episode of the program This Day in History tomorrow, and do not forget to click the subscribe button if you watch it for the very first time, and turn on the notification bell. I remain Omolara. See you tomorrow.
As we review the achievements of this session of the 73rd Congress, it is made increasingly clear that its task was essentially that of completing and fortifying the work which it had begun in March 1933. That was no easy task, but the Congress was equal to it. It has been well said that while there were a few exceptions, this Congress displayed a greater freedom from mere partisanship than any other peacetime Congress in our history since the administration of President Washington. Substantial gains, well known to all of you, have justified our course. I could cite statistics to show you as unanswerable measures of our national progress. Figures to show the gain in the average weekly pay envelope of workers in the great majority of our industries. Figures to show hundreds of thousands of people re-employed in private industries and other hundreds of thousands given new employment through the expansion of direct and indirect government assistance of various kinds. In the working out of a great national program that seeks the primary good of the greater number, it is true that the toes of some people are being stepped on and are going to be stepped on. But these toes belong to the comparative few who seek to retain or to gain position or riches or both by some shortcut that is harmful to the greater good. The program of the past year is definitely in operation, and that operation, month by month, is being made to fit into the web of old and new conditions. A few timid people who fear progress will try to give you new and strange names for what we are doing. Sometimes they will call it fascism, and sometimes communism, and sometimes regimentation, and sometimes socialism. But in so doing, they are trying to make very complex and theoretical something that is really very simple and very practical.